They gave her a goodbye party at 65 miles per second. Retirement by rocket next on the 6 Ad Cast.
Hello, everybody. Today is Thursday, January 30th, 2020, and this is the 6 Ad Cast. My name is Nick, and on my left is my good friend Manuel.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And on my right is my other half, Sarah.
Hi.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
so it has been a very busy week, and there's really no, easy way to say this or get around it. So we're just going to go ahead right off the top before we talk about everything else that happened to us. There was a tragedy. 2020 is not messing around.
Nope.
We got the coronavirus and all that stuff, and it's picking right up where 2019 left off. But we have our first major celebrity death of the new year, and it was Kobe Bryant. He tragically passed away in a helicopter crash. Also on board was another family and his daughter, Gianna Bryant. She was 13 years old. And
He was only 41, just like Chester Bennington.
41? Yeah. Chester was 41?
Yeah.
That's the Lincoln Park guy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I thought he was in his 30s.
Right.
Yeah, he looked great.
Yeah, he looked really young.
He was 41.
Yeah. So it was horrible, and I was in the middle of cooking, and Sarah was...
I was getting ready in the bathroom. I said, Nick, did you know Kobe died? He says, no, you're kidding. I said,
Kobe.
No. Like, this is a legit website that's reporting this. That's why I wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
A lot of people were like, oh, TMZ said it. Oh, okay. Like, it was... I'm like, TMZ's pretty legit.
Yeah. I didn't take them seriously when Michael Jackson died. I waited until ABC News broke the news, but TMZ was the first ones to break that Michael Jackson.
Yeah, no, TMZ's on it. And they got in trouble with the police because they broke the news before the family knew.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So the police scolded TMZ, but that's impressive. If any,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know how they get scoops on that sort of stuff.
They've got, how do they say, they've got intel everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got eyes and ears everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really into basketball. I will watch it. I didn't really care, when Kobe was playing for the. I'm not a fan of the LA Lakers and all that stuff.
Okay,
but I recognize that he was like this generation's Michael Jordan, aside from LeBron James. And for him to be as young as he is, 41 is relatively young. For him to just be gone like that, it's like, whoa, dude.
I know everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows Kobe Bryant's stats right now. He retired at 37 and died at 41. He had 3 daughters. Is it 3 daughters, right? And one just was born last year.
Yeah. And the other night when I was watching Monday Night Raw and writing up the script for the show, ESPN was airing his final game. And it was, they weren't making the playoffs or whatever, but it was his final game. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch this. And I remember hearing about it live when it happened. And it was being a big deal. Mm-hmm. He scored 60 points, and he did like 15 points in like the final 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And watching the final 5 minutes of that game was very impressive.
I thought you were going to say it brought tears to my eyes.
It was actually really close, knowing like the end result of what ultimately happened. But it was really cool to see a pro go out like that. And it looked like they were going to lose because they were under by 10 going into the final 3 minutes. And then Kobe just went off and scored 15 like unanswered points.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah. They were like, and he's retiring?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
And
he
like
just
at the
took
half, he had scored like 32 points or something. So I was like, dude, I knew the end result. And I was like, he's going to go off really soon and it's going to be something special. And it really was. It was something special.
Kobe.
So yeah.
The world stopped. It was more the shock, because people die every day. Right?
Yeah.
It was just more the shock.
And celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
They die every day too. But yeah, this is a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
And I think it was more impactful because children were involved in this crash too.
Yeah. It was really sad. I thought it was his own personal one. I mean, it might have been, but when I heard that he died, I didn't know there was another family. And then minutes later, I heard that his daughter was on board too. I was like, oh God, him and his daughter were going somewhere. And then later in the day, I heard that there was like 5 other people or 4 other people or something. I don't know if that number includes the pilot.
It does. So it's the pilot,
and then 3
a
other
mom,
people.
dad, a daughter, another mom and daughter, and then a single woman.
There's a dad in there too, I think.
Yeah,
one of
mom.
Sorry. Okay.
Dad, mom, and daughter, another mom and daughter, and then a woman.
Yeah, so this is truly, truly horrible. And I don't know if it was a malfunction or something. I don't know if it was fog.
The conditions were not the best suited, but they were granted special permission.
Yeah.
And I really wish they didn't, because this event, as special as it was not that important to go flying there.
Yeah.
And this pilot had 13 years experience. So it was just kind of like, you should have known better.
Maybe they just figured they had it covered.
And maybe he's done it before, and he's like, "This is fine. I can do this. Eyes closed. Trust me. Don't close your eyes."
No.
Wow.
No autopilot. The helicopter was 30 years old, too. So I don't know if that was a factor, too.
The helicopter was 30 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I didn't know.
His name, it seemed, it was like, I don't want to say Middle Eastern, but it was, it wasn't like John Smith.
Yeah.
It wasn't a common name, no.
Oh, okay. And NBA teams all around the league have been honoring Kobe in their own way. Several players, not the teams, but players are retiring their jerseys. Like, I won't wear this number no more. Give me a different one. And then
the number 24?
Yeah. And then I even saw like another player dropped the number 2. I don't know if Kobe played the number 2. Oh, it was his daughter. Because that's what she played. Because I was like, I thought Kobe only had one number his whole career. Okay, so
he had 8, and he had 24, but 24 is the main one.
Yeah, and what is it? Is it the Mavericks or is it the Jazz that actually retired the number 24 jersey, even though he never played for them?
Oh wow, I don't know.
It might have been. I don't know if it was the Jazz. I don't want to get it wrong, but it was one of those two teams. And they're just like, you know what? He was a legend. Let's do that. And then the other day there was an arena where they had a game being played, and it was the arena where Kobe surpassed Michael Jordan as the all-time, or he passed him in the scoring, all-time scoring leaderboard or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was opening tip-off, and they tipped it, and the home team got it, and they put the ball in the exact spot where Kobe shot the 2 free throws to meet and beat Michael Jordan. And the crowd stood up, and like they recognized what they were doing. Aww. And they went ahead and they took the violation of was it like no advancing or whatever. They were just like, fuck it, this happened here. That ball needs to be there for this moment. Aww. And I thought that was really cool. And then his daughter, she wanted to play for UConn, I think, and obviously she was too young, so they went ahead and gave her a jersey, and they left it on a chair when they played their most recent game too. Oh. Yeah, it's really, really sad.
It really is.
Everybody honored him at the Grammys too. At the Grammys, the music,
and even it happened on Sunday, or at least that's when the news broke. So
it did happen early Sunday morning.
Yeah. So Sarah was getting ready for the Royal Rumble, and then WWE even did a graphic or something during the Royal Rumble and all that stuff. Like everybody, like it hit everybody.
Dang. Mm-hmm.
So in moving on from that, there's really no easy way to do it. It happened on Sunday. The Royal Rumble was also Sunday. We watched it at home. Sarah, you actually went. Did you enjoy yourself?
I did.
You did? You went with your brother.
I did.
And it was his birthday weekend.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the pictures that you sent us, I mean, you're far. It's a baseball stadium, but I was expecting worse.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was expecting.
Every seat was a good seat.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
The pictures and the video, I was like, oh, this was actually pretty doable. They did a good job configuring Minute Maid Park and the baseball situation to fit a wrestling arena.
Yeah.
H-Town.
That was pretty cool.
I still hate that stadium.
I still think it was strange that they used the home dugout for them to come out of.
Yeah.
Because, you're used to this big old grand stage.
Yeah.
But it worked out because, so let's say I'm sitting here and the ring's here. Over here, they had the screen where they show the WrestleMania. Because even my brother brought it up. He says, there's no WrestleMania sign. Because, they'll be annoyingly pointing up at the WrestleMania saying, I'm going there.
As always, as usual.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, thank goodness it's not here. But then they showed it up on the prompter. And then somehow during a break, they did a pyro in front of it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. We got some kind of grand old stage.
You have to, yeah. But without the stage, you're not covering some of the people back there. So you could sell those tickets and they would be okay. Like they're watching them come out and go towards the ring.
I thought, so another entrance where I'm sitting at all the way across, there was that big opening where you see kind of like the garage.
Yeah.
Where all the vans and cars and stuff. I was thinking, well, that would have been fine. Because you could still have your garage, just have them come out away and then, come out that way.
I guess they really
none of those seats, it was being renovated over there, so none of those seats were sat at.
Oh, it's being renovated?
Mm-hmm. They're expanding from what Robbie told me, because they have their little, I call it the stick figure. Kind of like how you did at school, you made your little stick figure bridge.
Yeah.
They had that in the hallway we were at, and it's an expansion of center field. So that's what they're doing.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. I thought they were gonna rip those damn seats out.
Oh, okay. Because I wanted to get back to that. Like, what is it that happened at Minute Maid Park? Did you get bad? Did you get food poisoning? Did you get mugs?
I was at the very front. I was in third row, and I don't remember the section, but it's where I'm on the ground basically, and I'm during a baseball game, right next to the grass where the players are at. The seats are so stiff and little,
Yeah, they
and
are.
like I stand up like I'm doing a squat, like I'm not sitting down, and so to stand up and get like it was awful.
Not only are they little, they're short.
Yes,
Very short.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're old. Like they're I don't know when was the Toyota Center built here. Like
The Toyota Center?
yeah,
Oh, shit.
but it's not that old, right? Like it's
I don't think so. I think the Toyota Center was built first, and then they retired the Compact Center. And,
Oh, the
and
Compact Center. That's right.
then they built, Minute Maid Park because the Astros weren't going to play in the Astrodome no more.
Yeah.
So they had to build a new park because they're like, this building's old. We need to get out. Honest to God, I don't know what year that went down, but it's an old place now.
I feel like it's not even Minute Maid's not that old, but the seats just feel old. Like they're just old. Like I'm like, when was this from? 1975?
I don't know what we were doing. We were in a section where we had unlimited hot dogs.
Oh.
What?
But they were dry hot dogs. They weren't like nothing on them. And so I was a bit bummed because I was like, fine.
You can't put ketchup or anything.
I didn't see anything for me to do that.
A little bit of
and,
mayo.
and it was just like 2 hot dogs, and they just kind of grabbed them and handed them to me, and I was like,
very much a baseball.
yeah, it was wrapped in foil,
Baseball game
and I
hot
was
dog.
like, where? Oh, I gotta move because there's a line here, and so I was like, okay, well at least I get unlimited food, but they're dry.
I get unlimited dry hot dogs.
When I say dry, like they were juicy, but there was nothing.
They had no
on them.
topping. Yeah.
I would
So.
go to town anyway.
It amuses me how much.
On
you
my
eat
way
that way.
here, I saw 2 cops.
Like
Where?
in this neighborhood or
Yeah,
on Gordon?
on my way here. So right after the railroad tracks, I turned right on that road.
Okay.
And so right before the railroad tracks, there was one standing or pulled over, just watching us. Where they have that little Mexican truck with the tacos.
Yeah.
The new one. And that's where he was.
Oh, okay, you weren't speeding, were you?
I was.
Oh,
I was trying to get in here ASAP. And so when I saw him, thank God I saw him early enough, I downshifted so it wouldn't look like I slammed on my brakes, but it reduced my speed. So he didn't follow me, so I was like, okay, good. And then I turned on Johnson, and after the light, I see that other cop, I think, that pulled me over the other day. We were pulling in here. But he was already busy with somebody else.
Oh, okay.
But I made complete stops.
Would you like to tell that story since?
I don't even know where it happened.
It happened like coming down this side road in front of the high school.
This
Right
stop
way.
sign? Because what did he say?
No, at the light. You didn't do a stop. You just turned. And so I want to say it was from there because you still had to make a complete stop.
Even because it was red.
It
That's
was red.
right. That okay.
So you made right on red,
Yeah.
but you didn't come to a complete
You didn't
stop.
yield, yeah.
You just kind of were like, well, it's midnight or whatever. No one's on the
no.
road. Trust
we
me.
were at In and Out at midnight, so it was 2 or close to 2.
Yeah, it was late, so it was like,
Because I had to pee and I wanted to go to bed.
And so we're pulling in, and I saw a car coming up pretty fast, but I was like, okay, what is that about? And so then whenever we pulled in and turned his lights on, I was basically being pulled over in your driveway.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I had asked the question. I was like, are we allowed to get out? I mean, we do live here.
And then when we asked him, he says, no, and thanks for asking.
He said, what did he say? You said, can we get out? And he said, no, stay in the car. And then he said, thanks for asking. Yeah.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I'm just thinking, I was like, well,
It's like, dude, this is our house. And then he asked, is this Uber?
Oh, yeah, because you two were sitting in the back. So he's like, is this an Uber? No. He looks again. He's like, this isn't an Uber?
No, it's our friend.
No, we're all friends.
and then it's like, what are y'all doing here? It's like, well, we live here. Me and her, we live here. And he looked at the house and he's like, oh. Like, you could tell he's processing, like, they don't fucking live here.
Can you stick your key in that door? And I just want to see.
Ew.
Ma'am, are you okay?
And then
Wow.
this is when I would like fumble with like my keys and I put in my parents' house key and I'm just like, oh, fuck, it doesn't work. And he's like, I knew it. Get your ass down here. You know, it would be one of those
No.
things. Yeah. So Sarah has been having this problem. It really started like the other day. and it involves eBay. Now, I've had problems with eBay in the past. It took over a decade to work itself out, but I'm cool with eBay again.
What is the problem?
It's a Nick problem.
Oh, yeah. My original problem, when I first started working, fresh out of high school or whatever, and I got my first paychecks, got a bank account, opened it, and I got my first debit card. So I was like, oh, this is cool. I get to open up an eBay account and start buying stuff. Like, my bank account was so fresh, I hadn't gotten my debit card in the mail. And they were like, do you want a temp one? I said, no, I'll wait for the real one. So I did. Then I opened an eBay account, started buying stuff. And it worked for like the first 3 months or month or whatever. Then it just stopped. And I was like, how come this isn't working anymore? It worked a week ago because I bought something. I want to buy something now. How come it's not working?
I have a question. What do you mean it wasn't working anymore?
Well, he'll get to it.
Yeah, I'll get to that. According to eBay, they were saying that the card I was using was a temporary card and thus isn't going to be used anymore. And I was like, look, even if it was a temporary card, why did it work on my last purchase and not anymore? And they're like, well, because it's a temp one. It only works for 30 days. And I was like, but here's the thing. It's not. This is my real one. I rejected a temp card because I just wanted to wait for the real one. And they were like, no, this is a temp card. So then I call my bank to confirm what I already knew. And they're like, no, that's your real card.
They're like, what about your temp card?
They're like, you turned it down. We could see that you didn't want one. They said, but what you have is your real card. I said, well, not according to eBay. And I went and called eBay and it was a thing. All right. And it escalated to the point that I just wanted to buy my stuff and they wouldn't let me. So I even went to my bank, told them the problem, called eBay. They told me it's a fake card or it's a temp card. And so I sat there and I let my clerk argue.
Like eBay is Japanese or Chinese, but it's not. I know
it's not. And so I was like, here, clerk, take the phone and you argue with the eBay person. And they did. And both of them were right. They thought they were right. eBay thought they weren't, but they weren't backing down. And my bank is like, but this is his real card. It should work. And they're like, but it's not. And I was like, what do I do? And they said,
you close his account. Give him new card.
They were like, we could just give you a new card and make this go away. I was like, I don't want to because this is my real card. And then I was like, fuck eBay. But anyway, Sarah now has a Nick problem.
And funny enough, it was something for Nick.
Oh, yeah.
That's why.
It was something for me, yeah. So
What was it?
Godzilla vs. Biollante on Blu-ray.
That's what you get.
I know.
it's the only one in my whole collection that I didn't have.
On Blu-ray.
On Blu-ray. I had slowly acquired everything, and then Criterion really finished it off. They gave me 15 movies on Blu-ray and all that stuff. So I was like, cool. Now I'm just missing one. And it's the rarest one that's been out of print for like 8 years or something. And it's the one that commands the highest prices. It's stupid. Like, why would a movie like this command such a price? And so Sarah, she knows that I've been looking, and I'm like,
it's rare.
Like, I'm not going to spend that kind of money. I'm not going to spend more than 50. Like, I just can't see it on one Blu-ray. But
more than 50 on one Blu-ray?
Just the one. And so she knew my plight, and she wanted to do something nice. And
Aww.
She found a solution. And go ahead, tell the story.
It's so stupid, Manuel.
What?
So this was okay. So it's Valentine's Day, anniversary, birthday.
Yeah.
All like in a week for us. So as kind of like one big thing, I wanted to come up with something creative. So I had an original idea. Then when he brought it up again, I was thinking, well, let me just find this stupid thing. Like, it can't be that hard. Boy, was I wrong. Because then the cheapest one I found at the time was $99. And I'm thinking, I'm
the
stupid.
The cheapest one for one Blu-ray.
Yeah, was $99.
This is why I don't buy it.
And I'm stupid enough to, because I guess my love language is different for me, but me giving love can be different. I like to express it through gifts.
Some people do. They're like, I love you this much. This is, representation. Yeah, it represents
So
my love.
If I go broke, I don't care. I want to buy it. So I was thinking, okay, $99 is better than like fucking $300 on Amazon, which I would never do. Mm-hmm. So then when I go to that, it's not $99 anymore. The jerk puts a buy now price of $225 with no free shipping, but you can bid now for $125 and pay $5 in shipping. So I'm like, all right, fuck it. Like, let me just try. I'm not going to win this because apparently if it's such in high demand, which they make it seem like, then I'm not going to win it.
No.
The same day, I got in touch with his brother just asking, do you know, because I didn't think he would get rid of the copy. I really didn't. So I asked him, do you know anyone that has a spare copy that is willing to not sell it for a stupid price? He says, well, I have my copy and I'm not going to charge you the inflation of it. So, and for the sake of my brother, I'll do it for you. I'm like, will you take $50? And he took $50. Sorry, now you know.
Wow. I
Sorry, I didn't mean to spill that, but now I'm in the story.
Wow.
So then the same day he came over. This is all in the day. And I have to wait fucking 4 days to see if my bid goes through or not.
No.
So then yesterday I win because nobody else is stupid enough to bid.
Not even $1 more.
No.
I was just about to say so. Watch her win. Watch her win. She won.
I won. And I was like, oh, shit. So then I tell Nick, I said, honey, I have a problem now. And he says, well, go and cancel it. I said, okay, easy enough. So I go to cancel it. This motherfucker, I swear. I'm so glad he does not have my money right now because I'd be suing him like for more money just to get my $125 back. Because
when you go to cancel, what happened?
He will not. So I go to cancel it and I do it within the rules. After a bid wins, you have an hour to send a cancellation. So I did that. Today would have been 2 days. He denies my cancellation, and it says...
Not within the hour. 2 days later, he denies you.
because he has 3 days to answer. It says, your cancellation has been declined because...
You won.
Well, no, because he's already shipped it out. No. And I do not like being lied to. I just don't.
Yeah.
And especially from people that we try to buy from, because that's a whole other story. And this is related to work.
Yeah. Well, no, most people don't, especially when you're buying something. And if it's a lot of money, it's like, hey, this is the money I'm spending.
So I messaged the buyer saying, hey, like, I don't want this. Can you please cancel it? And so then I already get in contact with eBay. And Nick's helping me. Because he knows when I get flustered, I can't think of anything. So he tells me, here, try and call eBay. Here, let me find it in the help section. Here it is. Call them. So I call them. They know what's happening. I'm not going to get penalized for it. I just have to go through another step to where I need to call them and get it off my account.
Because what's going to end up happening is she isn't going to pay because obviously she doesn't want it. The seller is going to penalize her for that.
But he sent the item.
Yeah, he's going to file a claim of no pay, and then she can fight to appeal it. So that's what she's waiting for. She's waiting for that to come down on her, so then she can immediately re-notify eBay. It's like, hey, this is what you told me I was waiting for. They have her side of the story, and they're going to help her get through this without a penalty. Because it'll come down on her record for like a bad mark of being a buyer. Yeah. And then other sellers wouldn't want her to buy from them or something. I don't know.
You don't get to bid.
Yeah.
You don't win anymore.
Do you know what? Fucking fine. I hate bidding anyway. I like to just buy it right now, but I didn't want to spend that money. I don't like bidding
anyway.
I like the gamble. I'm like, yeah, I'll bid. And
as
soon as I hit enter, it's like, you've been outbid. Okay. Someone's at their computer.
Yeah.
I'll rebid. Enter. You've been outbid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Getting back into this eBay thing, like I was bidding on a Blu-ray set of movies, and I was the highest bidder for like 2.5 days, and I was busy doing something. I got outbid, and in the final like half hour, I kept an eye on it, and then I bid. I was the new higher bidder. Inside of like the final 10 seconds, I was outbid, and I'd been out of the game so long, I couldn't fumble with my phone quick enough to bid an extra $1 or something. So I lost. So I was heartbroken because I was like, I fucking had this for like 2.5 days. And then some asshole just comes and takes it away.
Yeah, they're just waiting like 3, 2. Okay, go.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of doing that.
Yeah, she's.
I am.
Sarah, you're complaining about the bidding or whatever, and you're like, yeah, I do.
Only
I did
because
that.
now it's not working in my favor. Of course, I'm pissed.
That's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
since then, I was like, okay, if I could negotiate with these sellers for other movies, I told Sarah earlier today, I was like, eBay is a dangerous woman.
It is.
Especially for someone who's like a collector of shitty movies. Like I'm going and I'm finding shitty movies and I'm like, oh, this is like $4. Oh, there's no shipping cost. Bye. Or, there was a movie for like $7, but it was bidding. And I was like, could I give you 12? And would you take it? And they're like, well, I would take it, but I usually like to let the bids finish. And I'm just like, oh my God.
When is your bid over? 99 days.
But if they're like cool with it, I'm like, would you mind taking it down, me and you right now? Like, this is what I will give you. Let's do this right now. You take it the moment you take it down, I will give you the money. But then I won 2 bids. One, I wasn't even trying, and I won, and I was like, cool. And then later that night during the Royal Rumble, another one ended, and I was like, oh shit, I did it again. And so like,
You feel good, huh?
I feel good.
Come to poker with me.
I don't know. I don't, because those are rules, and I don't know those rules.
I'll show you.
I know the rules of eBay, and she's a dangerous woman.
I will show you the way.
So yeah, Sarah's been dealing with this whole eBay thing, and I appreciate what she was trying to do, and there was a solution. So now she's going back and forth, emailing this person.
This jerk messages me saying, if you didn't want it, you shouldn't have placed a bid and wasted my time.
Which also like got under my skin when she read that, because it's like, well, obviously they don't know the full story, and so I was trying to tell her like, look, this is what you need to write, and you can tell them your side of the story.
Oh,
of
but
what
then
happened.
I told him I'm about to go off on him. You don't even have to worry about me not explaining myself. But I told the guy, I didn't
First
think.
of all,
And pardon me, I'm assuming it's a guy. It could be a bitch. I don't know who I'm dealing with, but whoever it is,
They
I
are
said,
nerf herder something.
nerf herder.
yeah, nerf herder -7 creative.
We should have started with the name. Nerf herder -7.
So I said, I didn't think I need to explain myself to you, but I found the exact same copy for a fraction of the price that you're selling it for, and I don't fucking want it. I didn't say fucking. I said, and I don't want it anymore. So that's why I asked you to cancel it for me, but you wanted to waste my time by letting it sit for 2 days and not cancel it. And then by declining me, then it says it's out for shipping.
Right, you're just dragging this out.
Yeah, so I said, I've already reported it to eBay. Good luck to you. And then out of all that, because it's a fucking long paragraph, that's what I do, they reply back saying, I never sent you a confirmation that I was shipped. It's like, I don't care. Like, just cancel my fucking order. You're not getting any of my money. And however it is, I'm going to win. Like,
Yeah.
You're not going to win.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And I'm going to leave you an awful review so that way nobody buys shit from you. That's it.
She did screenshot whatever eBay had said, like, this product has already been shipped out. And I was like, you didn't pay him? No. What? I was
No,
like, so wait, let's assume this product is in the mail. Like, in a couple of days, are we expecting this product to be on our doorstep and you didn't pay anything? And I said, what? Do we just write return to sender and hope that it gets back to them? Or this guy's just out $100 and something because he fucking mailed it before she paid him or forced her to pay him.
That's probably something that he just clicked on, was like, declined for this reason.
No, the lady over the phone says if they're doing this on mobile, then it could be very easy to press something wrong. So she was trying to be, sweet.
Save face
And
for...
I was trying to tell her, don't do that. That's not what they're trying to do.
Man, what's your...
They're trying to fucking play me.
What's your name? Molly? Okay.
Her name was Mary.
Oh!
Wow.
Her name was Mary.
I didn't even hear the woman's name. Wow.
Or Maria, something like that. Anyway, so then she said they probably could have accidentally pressed declined, and by automatic, it'll say it's because the item was already shipped out.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, bullshit. Okay.
Okay, Maria, I don't like what you're feeding me, so I'm gonna be frank with you. Are you sitting down?
But she did say, don't worry, we're on your side, trying to make me feel better. But I'm like, but I don't feel good right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm dealing with an immature fuck. And I even told this person, if you can't handle customer service, don't sell shit.
Nerf
Like,
herder.
that's it.
Yeah. I did tell Sarah, I said, at this point, because they're saying they didn't send you a confirmation that they shipped it, but you're seeing on your phone, product has been shipped. I said, okay, you have the screenshot. Here's what you do. Because you can't attach images through eBay message, whatever.
Which is
I
a
said,
shame.
ask them for an alternate way to contact them via phone number or actual email. So you can attach this thing to them so they can see this is what I'm looking at. And if you're saying you didn't do this, then we get to the point of this debate of, well, how did this happen? Because especially if Nerf Herder is actually in the same screenshot.
Are you
as
sure
this
it's not
product has been
Nerf
shipped.
Hoarder?
No, Nerf
No,
Herder.
because I looked at it and I said, oh, Nerf Herder. That's funny because that's Star Wars, you know.
-7.
-7. There's 6 other ones out there probably. And so I don't know if they got back with you about that,
No.
because that's how I would go about this. I probably wouldn't have been as angry as you, but I'm helping her like, okay, message this. That I'm trying to come up with solutions here because clearly the person saying they didn't do this, but she's seeing that they did. So I want them to see what she's seeing on her
They
phone.
can fucking learn customer service.
So it'd be like, all right, this is what I'm looking at. How did this end up like this from your end? Because that's how this came down.
Because if he didn't select that, then the problem is also with you, eBay. Your site is broken.
Yeah, they need to not make that a default. They need to give them different reasons why they canceled it.
And I had wondered, I was like, okay, so you won the bid, the rule in eBay, because she looked at the whole rules of bidding and all the winning the bid.
That's so interesting. I didn't even know that. I thought that once you won, you won. Like, it's yours. You won. You
Yeah,
won.
I didn't know, but I've also never had this happen to me. So I was like, okay, she went and read the rules, and inside the first hour, you can opt to cancel it. I was like, okay, so you did it, what, inside the first 5 minutes?
Yeah.
And she knows she did. And
But they
it's
can
like,
still
okay.
decline.
Yeah,
So I'm
so-
thinking, I even asked the lady, what's the point of that rule then? When they could just decline me.
Yeah, like because this, if the buyer declines or opts out of the purchase inside that first hour, that should be the point of no return. Like if Sarah had waited 62 minutes, it's like, well, it's too bad. Now it is.
I know
yours.
it's only 2 minutes, but we gave you 60.
Yeah, like then it would be your fault. But because there is that rule, eBay should be like, okay, they canceled inside the first hour. We are the governing body. This is how y'all are doing this under us. This is our rule. It should not be the seller to be able to decline it because then that makes the rule pointless. eBay should step in and be like, well, no. Unless she paid right then and there, that means she's dedicated to this. But
You paid. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you both are going to,
do what?
I was going to say the king, and then I thought, no, what's that Italian guy?
The
You go to the, not the mob, but the main Italian guy. And he's like, you're asking
The
me
Godfather?
for a favor. Yeah.
oh, and he's like,
Yeah. You come to me right
On my
now.
daughter's wedding.
Yeah. To cancel
love
an
that
order.
movie.
but
I
he's
love
like,
that movie.
he's so far gone.
He pretty much is Marlon
It's
Brando.
2020.
And they're like, yes, Father, we understand. And it's like, you understand what he's saying?
I was about to say, actually, I didn't catch that last part. What was that one?
Because I remember there was a gag on Animaniacs where it was like the Godfather pigeon, and that's how he talked. And he had his
Oh,
little,
yeah.
and he had his little underlings, and they would understand. I'm like, how do they understand what he's saying? Because he's like this big fat old pigeon that's calling all the shots.
That's awesome. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs,
Yeah.
dude. I'm 32 years old. That shit still sticks with me. What's also gonna stick with me is I watched Napoleon Dynamite.
He did.
When?
Today.
What did you think?
I don't know what
We did get some laughs.
I did. There were some laughs because it's just absurd.
It
Like
is
the people that are in this movie. I don't understand. Like I was trying to wrap my head around hints of the technology of the time to try to figure out when this actually occurred. So the uncle is living in the year 1982. Like that's his glory years. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that was over a decade ago. So it's like 1992. Yet everybody in this movie is living in like 1978. I don't understand what's happening here.
I think it's a true small town. Like
It probably-
time stops in a small town.
Yeah, it's probably what it is. And when the movie ended, I told Sarah, I was like, I kind of feel unfulfilled because it felt like whatever was happening in this town was just happening. And we dropped in, experienced a fraction of what these people do on a day-to-day basis. And then we just floated away. And it's like, what?
You got
I still have questions. It didn't feel like there was a resolution to all the characters that we focused on.
Did they vote for Pedro?
They did.
They did.
So then
Because they had a celebration party.
There's your resolution.
I mean, I don't know. Like, okay, they did wrap up storylines, but as a person, I was like, I feel like this movie should have been, I don't know, 20 minutes longer, maybe? Just, I don't understand.
No, because if it was, you wouldn't have watched it. It's exactly 90 minutes.
I did ask her, I was like, how long is this movie? Like, I was just prepared that this was going to be hard. And it's just weird. Like, the people are mouth breathers. Everyone's
That was just
awkward.
Napoleon.
And then, like, Pedro doesn't blink.
Yeah.
Did you
Pedro
notice
does
that?
not blink.
Did you notice that?
No.
Yeah.
No, I
Go
didn't.
back and watch it. He does not blink. In
Out
this
of
movie.
everything I noticed, I didn't notice that. Leave it to me.
And there's like, I was like, what the fuck is Napoleon wearing like as shoes? They're like booties, but I didn't understand what type. Everybody was just awkward.
What year were we in when that came out?
2004.
It was 2000, so we were juniors. Okay.
Yeah. The scene that I did wander into the auditorium on was the scene where the neighbor across the street was shooting the cow and the bus of school children drove by. Like that made me laugh because it's so stupid.
Because the grandma said, I'm going to have Lionel bring in some steaks over tomorrow. He's going to take care of it. Like,
And then he did.
we're seeing how he's taking care of it. That's where they get their steaks.
And
Right
I like how
across the street.
I like how the grandma went to the sand dunes and broke her coccyx. Because that's a joke that I make. Like I slip and fall and I break my cock and I'm like, oh God, my coccyx. Like to me that's funny. And
But
so
Uncle
when
Rico comes out and he
when it-
says, she broke her coccyx.
when it actually happens, I was like, of course, I'm gonna have to laugh.
I'm gonna have to see this again because it's kind of like Tropic Thunder. Like the first time I saw it, it was okay, you know. But then when I saw it again, I was like, wait, this all went down for real? You never go full retard.
No, never. I thought one of the funnier parts was that they were selling the Tupperware and he tried to rip it. He's like, here, try to rip that. And he's like, I can't. And then like they go through this montage of them selling stuff. And this idiot who probably told the customer, yeah, I could take a car running it over. And he runs it over and it shatters.
Dang it. And drives off.
That's so dumb. I was like, he told the customer, I could run it over with my car and it'll still work. And it
Failed miserably.
and he knew it. And he was like, I'm out of here. And he just flees the scene.
I'm not even gonna try to defend that. That's on me.
Oh, but I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but it did happen. I sat through it and I did not fall asleep.
Wow.
He got to hear the infamous joke, your mom goes to college.
And poor girl, she took that so offensively,
She did.
and then
She's
she
like,
just ran
"Screw
away.
I remember that.
And
When
then
she ran away, I was like, wait, what?
and like you left all your stuff on his porch, and then the tater tots in the pocket. And, oh my gosh, ugh. Everyone's so mean to him.
Yeah.
They just for whatever reason. They just,
Typical bully. Yeah.
oh God, oh man.
We can't have that nowadays
Yeah.
unless you want your school to get shot up.
Now, Sarah sat through half of It's Alive 3.
Oh, was it half?
Wait, before we start the It's Alive thing, which leprechaun is it where the leprechaun rips the police's leg off?
Oh, what? He rips a policeman's leg off.
Yeah. He's like fighting them and he rips a police leg off. Like they're fighting and he grabs onto the leg and he just rips it off.
I don't think I ever saw the leprechaun display such violence like that. Because usually when he killed people, it was like in a joking way. Like there was one dude that was like knocked
You
down
sure
on the
it's not
ground.
the one in the hood?
I don't believe so.
You don't remember this at all? Because
Not that particular.
I happened to be watching live TV and I saw the leprechaun. And I was like, oh, Nick just saw those movies. And then I saw him rip the cop's leg off and blood was everywhere. And he was holding the leg and the cop was like trying to hop. And then he's like, oh, and he passes out because of the blood. Of loss of blood.
Was it in a pawn shop?
No.
No. Do you remember where it happened?
Typically, it looks like they're meeting up somewhere under a bridge. But it's during the day.
Okay.
And,
it sounds like it would be in the hood.
yeah.
Maybe.
And he drop kicks one of the cops. But then when the other cop tries to attack him with his feet, he grabs the leg and rips it off.
Wow. Maybe it's like a suppressed memory. Because like hearing of an act of violence like that, I would have thought it would have been in Leprechaun Origins when he was like a monster that was like uncontrollable. Because he would have like ravenously grabbed you and ripped you in in half or something. But for him to just catch a leg being kicked at him and just rip it.
Yeah, like they were going to start fighting, and then the leg is thrown. He catches it, rips it off, and starts laughing.
Okay. Because all my memories about the whole series is that he never displayed that type of strength. He didn't need to because he had magic. So that's how he would do stuff.
It was weird.
Yeah. I watched the It's Alive trilogy. These movies are about it's like a disease that's going around to certain women, and they are giving birth to abnormally ugly babies that kill everybody in sight or whatever. So that's like what the first movie is. The second movie, there's multiples because they learn that this is happening in a lot of places. And then in part 3, they decide, let's take these babies and through like animal rights laws, let's move them to an island where they can grow in seclusion. It's basically the Lost World, Jurassic Park. And so scientists go to this island with weapons and they get picked off. And I was like, oh man, this is like velociraptors taking out all those doctors. That's exactly what this is. And then
Which one came first?
and then these monsters get on one of the little boats that had been brought over here, and they ride to the mainland to try to kill the mother.
California or New York side?
I don't know where the hell. Where were they? Florida? Somewhere by Cuba.
Florida.
Yeah, because the father drifted off and he landed in Cuba somehow.
Yeah.
Like it was weird.
That was so dumb.
So then you got these monsters on the mainland, and there's like a carnival going on the dock, and it got goofy. It got goofy real quick. And I don't know how many times Sarah was sitting next to me and I was like, "Oh my god," or I was saying "wow," because of they looked ugly.
I said, wow, the 80s.
Yeah, and they didn't look good. And they knew they didn't look good because they kept cutting away and cutting around them and all this stuff. And it was bad. Like, it was hilariously bad. Part 3 is hilariously bad. And I told Sarah.
The title alone should tell you, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Tell 'em.
So I had, It's Alive holds a special place in my heart, especially part 3, because when I was a kid, I remember seeing that one the most out of the whole trilogy through this Ma and Pa movie store before Blockbuster was built in Alvin. And
What was the Monpa?
it wasn't Videos to Go, but it was a movie rental place.
Southwest?
No,
Southwest Video? No?
it was not Southwest Video.
I loved that place.
When I was a kid, and this is like, it's been over 15 years since I've seen this third movie, you know? I don't know how old I was. I was a kid, all right? My parents would let me watch horror movies, but select horror movies. And they were picking and choosing like, okay, he can watch Jaws because there's no nudity. And there's one nude scene in Halloween, and it's real brief. But if I was watching it on TV, it's edited out. And, you know, there's no boobs or anything in Alien. You know, so my parents knew what Nick could watch that was horror because I was drawn to it. Ernest Scared Stupid, It's Alive, blah, blah, blah. Well, It's Alive 3 features a scene where one of the monsters is a mom. It's a female, and she's nursing the monster baby, one of the babies.
The thing.
And it's a puppet, and it's just doing its thing, and it goes, and
You hear it.
There's monster boob. And it's a very
It's a nice one.
It's a nice looking boob because obviously the prosthetics is on their face, and so it's just a boob. And I was like, Sarah, honest to God, I think this movie was probably the very first boob I ever saw in my life.
Oh.
Which that's awful. On a monster.
It has to be because of how old this movie was, how young I was, and the movies that I was allowed to watch. I was like, that is a shocker. It's Alive 3, Island of the Alive. They're on the roof of a hotel, and this mother is nursing, and there's monster boob. And that was my first boobie.
It's alive.
Wow.
I found the clip of the leprechaun thing.
Oh, you did? Okay. Go ahead, play it.
Yeah,
Let's
I
see.
think it is the hood, even though it doesn't say that. It just says leprechaun back to the hood. Oh, I thought it was in the hood.
No, there was in the hood, and then they went back to the hood.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I knew that already, but for some reason I
It's
forgot.
5 and 6. Okay, so there's 2 police officers. Mean mugging the fuck out of somebody.
Is that R. Kelly?
No.
Oh my god. That wasn't a joke.
No, this is Back to the Hood. He's wearing his jacket. See how good he looks?
Ew, it's ugly.
Well, yeah, but they've also put the most money into this.
That's a good wig, too.
They have me gold.
Oh, it's your gold. Of course, you're a leprechaun.
You don't remember
Someone just
this.
hand it over to you.
I don't.
I'd appreciate it.
Why don't
He's
you
probably
talk to your mama?
messing with his phone.
What?
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Here
Sorry.
it comes.
Okay.
Say about me, mother.
Oh, shit, he hit him with the nightstick. Warwick Davis. So Leprechaun gets hit on the head. He goes down. Now he stands up again. And now he's fighting the police officer. He broke his arm. He stabbed him with his own nightstick.
You're positive that was not Kelly.
There's
That is not R. Kelly. Oh, God. Oh, this cop knows how to throw kicks. Okay.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
He caught his leg.
Did it happen?
He yanked it off. Wow.
Wow.
And then the cop is hobbling to try to get his leg back. And he passed out.
You don't remember this?
No.
I bet he was messing with his phone.
Yeah. When I saw, so you didn't even watch.
I remember this.
Oh, she just left him.
Oh, yeah. That's what you do when a leprechaun's trying to chase you in the backseat of a car. You get out and you run away. I may have stepped out to get a drink or something because I remember that.
Oh.
Going and biting the
So you don't
handcuffs.
really watch these movies, huh?
Oh, no, I do watch it. I watch these It's Alive movies. And she sat next to me and watched them.
did.
She did. She loves me.
Well, I guess you love me too. You dealt with Napoleon Dynamite.
I did. And I was trying to, I asked you, I was like, what is another movie you want me to watch? Because I'm trying to build up to getting you to watch Anna and the Apocalypse. Because for whatever reason, she doesn't like zombie movies. So I'm trying to you'll like this one. But
The only one I liked is Shaun of the Dead
yeah.
and then Warm Bodies for whatever reason. I like Warm Bodies.
I was a sucker for that too.
And I honestly think that you would enjoy this zombie
But
comedy
it's a
musical.
musical.
I know. And I like it, which means you might like it.
Okay.
I got some non-news news here.
Before you go, did you not like any? You don't like any musicals?
No, I love musicals.
Oh.
Just
It just feels
incorporating
weird.
zombies is too much.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
too much.
we're pushing it.
Yeah.
Okay. You know there's a Resident Evil play that is a musical in Japan?
No. No.
In Japan,
The
where
Japanese-
else would this
The
be?
Japanese love their Resident Evil. There's even a stage play that is canon to the video game lore of Resident Evil. There's subtitles of it on YouTube, and I got halfway through it, and it's
That's
so cool how they do flashbacks to the original video game, and they somehow manipulate the stage to look like the interior of a mansion, and they show characters going in and shooting up zombies, and I was like, dude, this is awesome. Why can't we have this here in America? I don't fucking get it.
That's kind of cool. I mean, of course Japan would do it, but like that, can you imagine having that here, like in downtown, where you're like, hey, you guys want to go to the show?
The Resident Evil
Yeah.
live. Do you want to go watch that? Sarah would be like, what the fuck, Nick? Why are you into this sort of stuff? I'm like, hey, you know what? There was also Spider-Man Into the Dark, which was a Broadway musical.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there was even Evil Dead live. That was a musical. Did you know that?
No.
Oh, it's a thing.
Is Sound of Music, is that a musical? Or is it just a
is
movie
a
with...
musical.
Yeah.
It is a musical.
Yeah.
It is, okay.
It's in the name.
No, it's just a movie with music. Or...
It's called The Sound of Music,
Yeah.
which hence singing.
Anna and the Apocalypse. It's in the name.
No.
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah, anything that comes to an end, I just say, oh, it's a Paca. It's lip sync.
Yeah. But I really think you would like that movie. It's cute, it's funny, and it's got some good music in it.
Okay.
For the cuteness.
Some non-news news. This whole episode is going to be non-news news, so I'm going to pitch to you guys eventually. You can talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. This is a North Carolina animal shelter seeking forever home for the world's worst cat. The Mitchell County Animal Rescue tells possible owners exactly what to expect from a domestic short-hair mix, Perdita, on a Facebook post that went viral, saying, quote, "Perdita, we thought she was sick. Turns out she's just a jerk." Her likes include staring into her soul until you feel as if you may never be cheerful again, the song Cat Scratch Fever, the movie Pet Sematary, lurking in dark corners, fooling shelter staff into thinking that she is sick. She dislikes the color pink, kittens, dogs, children, the Dixie Chicks, Disney movies, Christmas, but she also hates hugs. She hates hugs. She is single and ready to be socially awkward with the perfect human. Free adoption. They're not even going to charge you for this. They're just like,
Take it,
her.
please.
Does anybody want a cat that snores?
Is she snoring again?
Yes.
Bro, I thought the TV was on 2 rooms over.
Oh my
Because it's
god.
like just the bass where it's like...
Either Sally is getting very comfortable or she's getting fatter. Because her snores are getting louder.
She's just getting older, maybe.
Nick asked if we were at the apartment if our neighbors below would hear her, and I'd say, I told them that they would ask, our fan's not on. What's that vibration?
Because we were in the other room and she's snoring in the middle of the living room away from us. And we're watching something and I could hear her from across the room over the TV. And I'm like, that is her snoring.
Wow.
My cat snores.
Our cat.
Yeah, she's our cat. But Sarah, would you like a cat that is like this?
No.
Apparently, one of the stories is
Actually, a lot of what you described is a regular cat.
Oh, okay.
I just want to say that.
According to them, she acts like she wants to get loving, and when you're like, "Oh, you want to get hugs or let me pet you?" she then immediately hisses and starts like swatting at the staff.
That could be a mental problem.
But then she starts pretending like she's sick. I guess she'll start pretending like I'm gonna throw up, and then they go to tend to her, and she's just like, "Don't fucking touch me." Maybe.
That sounds like a mental problem, for real. They
The,
have that
the
for
cat's
cats.
bipolar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Cats have those problems too.
Why doesn't anybody love me? Do not touch me. Sometimes love is expressed through touching.
Yeah.
No, don't touch me.
It's like, but you're a cat. This is what y'all do. It's like,
Hey, you know what else cats do? Bite you.
shit on your pillows.
Yeah, and then they go and do that.
Just let me. I mean, sorry for the inhumanity I'm about to say, but let me declaw her and I'll take her. Because she can bite me all she wants. She's not gonna fucking scratch me too.
If you declaw a cat, is that inhumane?
They say it is. You're taking away their main defense mechanism.
Yeah.
But if they're an indoor cat, you don't need it.
That was my defense for Sally. She does not have her claws. The decision was made back in 2006. She's old. She's fucking old. So
Dude,
I didn't really understand. I was just like, oh, they're going to take her claws away. That's cool because we have furniture. And I have a friend who doesn't like the fact that she doesn't have her claws. And so, I understand their point. We could have gotten her a tree thing to scratch. But my thing was, she doesn't need it. She's never needed self-defense because she's an indoor cat. She's fat. She's lazy.
so it's inhumane because they might need them?
For
Well,
survival,
you're
maybe.
cutting to their joint. So you're pretty much amputating them.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. So you have a little part of your finger, then you have that, then you have that, and then you have that, and then you have here.
Okay, and so for those who aren't here with us, it starts from below the nail. There's a little part, another part, another part, another part.
Yeah.
4 parts.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if you were to do this to a human, where would I have my finger?
You would lose half your finger, is what.
No, not half.
No,
She's saying
you
right
would lose
after
the
the
tip.
nail. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
You would lose to the first knuckle after
Your
the nail.
first joint.
So the cuticle thing,
Yeah.
like at the edge of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All that would be gone.
Is skin gone too for them, or?
I mean, it heals over. It does. Sally doesn't even bother her anymore. I mean, it did in the beginning because it was awkward. They were fresh wounds, but fucking A, once it healed, she still does all the stretching.
So
But
it's
nothing happens.
inhumane because it hurts them at the beginning, and you're kind of chopping off a tip of their
You are
fingers.
amputating them. And I'm just thinking, well, humans have to do that when we don't want to either.
I'm not saying that Sally's better off like this, but she clearly has never needed her claws. She's never spent a day of her life outside.
Fighting for her food.
Yeah, see how fat she is.
That's interesting. So okay, so then it would go back to the only reason this is even happening is because it's for your convenience, so that the couches don't get destroyed, or whenever she leaps off of you, she's not scratching you, or
She still has her hind claws.
so it's not all gone.
No, it was just taking
They
the
only
two
do
on
the
front.
front. You do have the option to do all of them, but So, like, when she did get out, if for any reason she does, and she knows how to climb something to save herself, she'll be able to have her back claws to climb.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if she knows how to climb a tree because she's never had to before. She's never
That's
needs
so
to.
interesting.
And
Now,
then,
Kitty, she has all of her claws,
yeah.
and as annoying as they are, and as much as she's torn up my couch,
Oh man.
our beautiful blue couch, I love her anyway. And now she doesn't do it anymore unless we're back there for whatever reason. So since it's back there, she forgets. So she has our little Aloha Mora mat.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Wooter. And then her little scratch arch.
Okay, I was going to say, did y'all buy a tree or
She
something?
has-
But that is for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has outlets for it. But she seems to focus on the welcome mat more. I guess because it's rougher and it's not arched. I don't know.
But I'm like, that's fine. Because obviously this is not our house. We now have a leather couch. So like, please stay away from whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Thank you for that education. I had no idea though. I just thought it was fine. I thought you were just basically taking this part out.
Yeah. That's what I thought. And then I was like, oh shit, there's more to it.
Like you just ripped the nail out, while they're asleep or whatever. Obviously, not while they're awake.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
So
whole
see, like
procedure.
Sally, she wants to now be an outdoor cat just so she can sunbathe. And here's Kitty. She's like, nope, I'm staying right here.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, now you want to be an indoor cat. It's very tempting to do that.
Yeah. Kitty has battle scars and all that because she used to be outside. So she knows what it's like. She knows what it's like to maybe not eat before she went to sleep. Oh, okay.
Now it's her teeth and her jaw. You see, it's fucked up. Like she has no teeth. And then her mouth is like, eh.
She's kind of derp, but
So-
she is precious.
So you okay?
Look at it this way.
her.
Look at it this way. It will not get worse because the stuff that we're feeding her isn't out in the wild. Like, I don't know what happened to her mouth to get fucked up like that, but if she's going to be in a controlled environment, it ain't going to get worse. And if it does, we'll just fucking fix it somehow.
And she actually does have a spot on her eye
Oh wow.
where I asked the vet, I said, what is that? Can we try and clean it or something? She said, it might have gotten scratched or something and it just healed over. If it doesn't bother her, then it's okay. Like, my poor baby.
Unless, I mean, if you have 10 grand, I'll take it and we'll get with a whack. You know? Do you have 10 grand? Ma'am, are you in debt?
Yes.
All veterinarians are in debt. She whispers that. all veterinarians are in debt. You think it's enough
Even the
money when you
rich
guys
are in
bring
debt,
fucking
okay?
dogs in here? No matter how many dogs I see in a day, I can't catch up. And then you have my kids. No, anyway.
And it just keeps going and going.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
like, can I get the bill? I need to leave.
Hold on, sweetie. I'm almost done.
Yeah, like, I need to get out of here. Temptation Island is tonight.
Thank you.
Temptation Island. Oh, man. Such a guilty pleasure.
Oh, it really is.
That is the definition of a guilty pleasure right
The
there.
first season is still the best.
Yeah, it was. Season one was much better.
It felt genuine. This second season did not feel that way. You knew everyone was going to go their separate ways after the show.
Yeah. And then that didn't even work out.
No.
These people. man.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
For those of you.
Nobody watches it. We do. And then we got Nolan into it. So that's three of us.
Yeah. So I was looking around on the internet and I went onto Reddit and I found profound shower thoughts. So, stuff happens in the shower.
Yeah.
It's a magical place. If you sing, you sound better. It's the acoustics and all that, but your
in the
mind
car.
your mind gets to wander too. So I just jotted down a bunch of these things that I found online. It's quite a, it's, I don't know, like 10, 14 of these things. I don't know. But food for thought. If you don't wear the right clothes when you go out for a run, you look like a crazy person.
Oh. What?
Yeah, if you don't buy the appropriate gear to go running, you look crazy.
Okay.
Like, you're not going to go running in jeans and a t-shirt.
I mean, some might.
Do they
It's
look
not the most comfortable
Do they
thing.
look like a crazy person
No,
when
but
they
they
do?
would, it would look weird to be
No.
like, hey, did he
No,
take
it
something?
looks-
He stole something.
It looks suspicious.
It looks
That's
suspicious.
right. Okay, so yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, so babies don't know that dreams are not real. So they must think that they have some crazy adventures with you every day.
Oh, that's so cute.
If it wasn't for the movies, the average person would probably not have a single idea of what an elevator shaft looks like.
Oh, true that.
If it wasn't for what?
For movies.
For movies, yep.
And
Or being a construction worker, they know.
for me, it was Speed. That was my first introduction to an elevator shaft. Speed.
Wow.
Because the introduction of that is the opening credits, the cast, and you're going down like 30 flights in an elevator shaft. It's really slow and boring, and I've always hated it, but I understand, that was my first introduction to an elevator shaft.
What was yours, Sarah?
Elevator shaft?
Introduction, your first one.
It was one of those movies where they actually had to climb up out of the elevator to go climb through, like, I don't know.
To climb up above?
But what movie do you know?
I don't remember.
Please say Die Hard. Just kidding.
No. No.
I don't remember
It was
my
something better
first
than
You don't?
that.
Nope. But all I can think of is Spider-Man right now.
Oh, really? That happens in the original.
Homecoming.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that happens.
I feel like it might have been a horror movie for me.
Some parking spaces make more money in an hour than a worker on a minimum wage.
I believe that only because on Sunday, the parking lot where we parked, one side said for $20, one sign says for $40.
Were
And
they
it was
like
the same fucking parking lot, so they were in the middle of changing it. So Robbie said, "No, I'm just paying $20. I'm going to point at that sign and say that's why I parked here." But then he said, for the baseball game when it's post season,
Yeah.
he said that parking lot where we parked at probably would have been for $80 or $50, something stupid.
Oh, yeah.
And then other parking spots would have been $100.
It's absurd.
It's insane.
Like, stuff like that needs to be a crime. There needs to be like a set price,
All the time.
and that's it.
Like a parking meter.
You have probably walked past people that you've played online video games with, and you didn't even know it.
I believe that.
That's
Yeah.
a cool thought.
Finding food in the forest is easy. The problem is that finding poison is 20 times easier than that.
I believe that too.
Yeah.
You have to know what you're looking for.
Yeah. When you're cooking with garlic, people always tell you how great it smells. But if you had a garlic candle, people would find that weird and offensive.
Very. Garlic is stinky. But it tastes amazing.
Right. I'm like, but the outcome.
And it's so good for you. It's an antioxidant. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
Wet clothes are darker, even though water has no color.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Why is that?
Manuel?
I wasn't listening. No, I was, but I was in deep thought.
You're indeed.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was
Because-
pondering very hard.
When I come out from the water, things do seem lighter.
Porn is the most popular movie genre out there, despite being the one with the same ending for every movie.
Duh.
The ending.
Maturity is realizing that you're probably the asshole that needs to change.
Thank you. Can you please tell that to the fucking dipshit I'm dealing with?
For all we know, he's a 50-year-old man
And
trying
that
to sell
still
it.
hadn't hit maturity yet.
Nerve herder.
Oh, that's a good point. I had told her, I said, this guy probably bought this movie for like $12 and is just deciding now to flip it because for whatever reason, the market's demanding that it be expensive.
These customers that I deal with, people with money, but they're you don't really get somebody who's like 25 going, I want to book a cruise.
Yeah.
All of these guys are 60, 55 and up. And so when I'm like, okay, what's a good email to send you your receipts? Email? Yeah. BB Darcy at AOL.com. Like, this is an email that you check every day. Like, you're going to be able to get, because if it goes here, that's where all your stuff is going to go. Like, your confirmation, your receipt. Yeah, I'll check it. I'll say, okay. And I'll hear at AOL, at Yahoo, at Hotmail. I'm like,
MSN.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, I have a Yahoo.
SBC Global, which my mom still uses.
SBCglobal.net.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, was it MSN?
Yeah.
MSN.
Okay, see, that's a deep cut. That's old.
Yeah.
Like, people don't use it.
SBC Global's older.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we still have AOL.com.
AOL.
Clients that come in with that.
Wow.
AOL.com. Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Wow. Now, here's a deep thought that when I came across it, I was like, wow, that is kind of deep. At this point in time, a baby was born. Someone had their first birthday. Another went through puberty. Another person proposed. Another one married. Another retired, and another died. Practically, a whole life was lived in this very moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that is
Forgot about divorce.
Manuel, be
Oh,
positive. One sad ending.
But I've been married 3 times. Look, like
Blue Whale, you're a slut.
No, I don't think it was his fault, though. I think he had said several episodes back that his wives kept dying on him.
They don't last. They don't last. Don't look at me.
Is
I
it because
don't.
you eat them?
No.
Do you know what? The other day I saw, I watched a seahorse give birth. They were squirting so much stuff out of their belly button, and it looked like it hurt, and it just kept going and going and going.
Where did you see this? On Instagram?
On Facebook.
How cool is that?
God. And then there's that whole thing about like whales when they shoot out their semen. It's like gallons of this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's only like 10% of it actually makes it to the female. And they're like, and this is probably why the ocean water is so salty.
Ew.
I was like, God.
You can't see it,
Gross.
I
but
can't unthink it.
you can't see it. But Blue Whale is just smiling.
Of course he is. Yeah.
He's not saying anything.
You're never aware of how noisy your house is until the power goes out.
Obvious.
This is very true.
Yeah.
But we
Especially-
know how loud our street corner is no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. And that never stops. You know you've made it in life when all of your bills are paid with auto pay.
Yes.
That's
wanna
a
get
good
there one
feeling.
day.
That's a good feeling.
I really want to get there one day.
We live in a world where Grand Theft Auto 5 is a kid's game and Candy Crush is for adults.
Yeah.
Very good point.
That is a very good point.
That's sad.
Hot-head is bad,
Yeah.
but warm-headed is good.
Yeah.
Cool-headed is good, but cold-hearted is bad.
Okay.
Like
It threw
everyone,
me off with the cold-hearted. It's like,
yeah,
we're
it's
talking
like
about heads
everybody,
here.
we need to have cool heads here.
Yeah.
But if you're cold-hearted, that's bad.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah's 100% right.
Yeah.
Head, heart. You know,
Because obviously
you
being a
change-
hothead is bad. So it shows you can't control your temper.
You were dribbling, and then you went Kobe.
Aw.
You stuck your foot out and everything.
Yeah. Oh, God.
And then warm-headed is Niskius. He's comfortable.
I don't know.
He has
Oh,
to keep his head and ears warm.
I do. I need to. Because I'll get an ear infection. That's just been my whole life right there.
And then cool-headed we're chill, but cold-hearted you're just
Yeah,
evil.
bad. It must have been significantly harder to feed a toddler before the invention of the aeroplane. Meow.
Oh.
Right into the mouth.
That's cute.
So in a time before that,
Logically, we're
what did you do before the airplane was
the
invented?
train. The choo-choo train.
The train's coming into the
Choo-choo.
What about before the train?
like what are they doing in like the
A car into the garage?
Elizabethan times?
Okay, horse to a carriage.
Oh God.
Oh my god! Come on, kid. Just do like all sorts of noises for. Yeah, like you just hear.
That's what I would do.
Oh my god!
You gotta use your imagination here, kid. If you find oil or diamonds in your backyard, it belongs to the government. But if you find drugs, it's yours.
Fuck them.
If I
The
find
drugs,
what?
The drugs are there.
If you find drugs, it's yours.
No, the
Screw
part
them.
before that.
Oh, if you find oil or diamonds in your backyard, it belongs to the government.
Is this true?
This is if you tell somebody about it. Obviously, you got to tell them about the oil because then you got a fucking oil spill in your backyard.
No, you've got an oil rig in the making.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't understand how that works. Maybe the government will give you a percentage of what they. Someone's got to come in and pull that out. But if you find diamonds in your backyard, if you don't tell anybody, you're in the clear. But if you tell somebody, then the government's going to step in and be like, that's ours.
Ugh.
But if you find drugs, they're like, the fuck are you doing with drugs in your backyard? That's yours. And you're like, what?
No.
Talk about passing the buck.
Yeah. And there you go. Some food for thought from
That's
Reddit.
interesting.
Makes you
I like
think.
how you're taking over the random facts. I like that.
It wasn't intended to be that. They were just profound
I haven't
shower
done it in a
thoughts.
while.
Well, do you guys have anything that you guys want to talk about?
I do. Kit Kat could be releasing 5 new flavors in 2020, including apple pie and cherry cola.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Cherry cola.
Yeah.
that's intriguing because I'm not really big on apple pie. I'll
Yeah.
try it, but cherry cola sounds really good from Kit Kat.
When I have cherry cola anywhere, I'm like, man, this is really good. Then I go out and buy cherry cola, and I'm like, this is okay. Why is it that every time I buy it, it's not the same? But when I buy it, when I buy it for the house, it's not the same. But when I eat it, drink it out when I'm out and about, it's so good. Cherry cola.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
I don't know either. So, apple pie is not a new flavor per se. It was, I say made in Japan. It's one of the known flavors in Japan. But the other 4 or 3 that will come out is chocolate cream pie, orange creamsicle, and cotton candy.
I'll try all of those.
Orange creamsicle and cotton candy.
Orange creamsicle is amazing.
I've never really been into that flavor, and you'd think I would. I don't know, I don't know what it is, and I've never been big on cotton candy.
And then Cinnamon Toast Crunch ice cream is supposedly coming to stores, and it's a genius move. I agree.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The taste you can see.
And it will possibly be made by Dreyer's Ice Cream, which is a very good ice cream brand.
Okay.
But we don't have any particular dates or anything, so it's still just a rumor. And then shortly after I told Nick about this, he found Lucky Charms ice cream possibly coming.
I think I heard about that.
Yeah, can you imagine, dude? I mean, it would be overpriced.
That's like
Like
one
$5
bite
for a pint.
diabetes, one bite, another bite type 2, another bite. We're at type 3, or I don't know if that's how that works, but yeah, you know what I mean. I know that's not how that works. Is actually what I should say.
That's all I got. I was just super excited for that.
Yeah. All right, Manuel, you have something about The Office.
It's a quiz. I did a quiz last time.
Another quiz on The
Let's
Office.
do it. But this one is about Jim and Jim only. That way it's not all spoilers.
Okay.
All right, guys. Which of these isn't one of Jim's nicknames? Big Tuna, Gumby, Blind Guy McSqueezy, and Slim Jim.
Blind
Gumby.
Guy McSqueezy.
Nick's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Who's Blind Guy McSqueezy?
So that is an actual character in The Office?
Yup.
Oh, well, hell, I don't know. I don't know who that is.
Remember Michael pretends to be blind at one point?
No.
Or as part of, it's one of the cold intros.
You're saying that sounds very offensive. No, I don't.
It is, and he goes around going, "Help! I'm not sure where I'm going," and he has both hands pointed forward, and he's squeezing whatever is in front of him.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
My God, Michael.
And he is referred to Slim Jim by. That is one of his. So if this one is not one of Jim's, the other 3 are. So who
Yeah.
calls him Slim Jim?
I don't know who would call him Slim Jim.
Michael Scott.
Really?
Yep.
When?
I think he called him Slim Jim once.
Oh, okay.
He also called him Gumby. Michael Scott.
God. Okay.
Who calls him Big Tuna? That one's an easy.
Yeah, that one's easy. What's his face? From the other location. Because Jim ate a tuna sandwich.
Yeah, we just saw that.
Yeah, he ate a tuna sandwich on one day, and
He just calls him Big Tuna.
Andy.
yeah.
Where does Jim plan to visit during Pam's wedding to Roy?
Oh, shit. Is it Australia?
The first option is Australia, Japan, Delaware, or Costa Rica.
I want to say it's Australia.
Japan.
It is Australia.
Okay.
Nick, 2. What is Jim's middle name?
Oh, hell.
Is it Kurt, Gary, James, or Duncan?
Those are
James.
all horrible middle names. And I'm not saying my middle name is all that great, because it's not.
Well, all of these belong to somebody.
Oh, I don't know what Jim's middle name is. Duncan.
I said James.
It is Duncan.
Wow.
3 for 3, Nick.
Man, I should have put money down.
Which of the following pranks did Jim not pull on Dwight? Put his stapler in Jell-O, switched his suit with the Velcro version, framed him as the Scranton Strangler, relocated his desk to the men's room.
The Velcro suit.
Fuck, I feel like he did all of those. Is it the Velcro suit that he did not do?
No.
Is it the one after that?
The Scranton Strangler?
Framed him as the Scranton
Oh,
Strangler.
that sounds really cold-hearted. I don't think he would have done that.
He did frame him, like, or there was a prank where he frames Dwight for something, but not as the Scranton Strangler.
And there was a prank that he pulled pretending to be a dead body in a hotel.
That's the same
for
one.
Dwight.
Yeah,
and
that's the
that
same
was
one.
hilarious
Yeah,
how that happened. I can't wait till you get to that part, Sarah. That was hilarious.
Where does Jim propose?
I already knew it was coming. Don't worry about
A
it.
new business venture.
Well, where does Jim propose to Pam? At the supplies closet, at a rest stop, Chili's, or a football game?
I
bet it's
cannot.
Chili's.
I cannot answer because Sarah is here.
She says
I just tried to guess.
everybody knows.
It's a rest stop.
Oh, is it? Oh, that's cute.
Which city's sports team does Jim support? Houston, B, Boston, C, Philadelphia, D, Chicago.
Philly.
Philly.
Yep.
It would be Philly.
Who in the office thought Jim was gay? Creed, Angela, Ryan, or Meredith?
I think it was Creed.
Okay.
I can't remember who Creed is, but for some reason I wanted to say Creed.
Yeah,
It was
it's Creed.
Okay.
It's Creed, but Angela is a good guess.
Yeah, but then she was also real critical of how long Jim hangs around the receptionist desk.
Yeah,
So it's like it's clear that he's not gay.
yeah. He it's an episode where everybody's fighting, and he's just kind of hanging out with Creed.
No, but I
And
can't remember. I can't picture who Creed is.
the old guy.
The older guy that he's a white older guy who's bald and he
Okay.
sits
Oh,
against the
He
window.
almost got fired, but convinced Michael to
Yeah.
fire the other old guy.
Yeah. Okay.
And the other old guy got fired.
He did. I'm being fired so that you may not look like an idiot. Anyway, yeah. So Creed is playing chess with him, and then he's just like, I should set you up with my daughter," and he goes, "I'm engaged," and then he says, "I thought you were gay," and he's like, "But you just asked me to." Okay. What's Jim's favorite food? Is it A, sandwiches, B, mixed berry yogurt, C, soft shell crab, or D, mint chocolate chip ice cream?
Sandwiches.
Yeah, I'll go with sandwiches.
It's soft shell crab.
Oh,
He's
okay.
fancy.
Mm-hmm. Mint chocolate chip is Michael's favorite ice cream. Mixed yogurt is his yogurt for Jim, and sandwiches. He did have sandwiches, but he won at one point. Does say soft shell crab is his thing. How many women did Jim date before Pam that we know of? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4?
I'm gonna guess 2, only because where we are right now, it seems like he wants to spark up something with his desk mate behind him.
Yeah.
So, and I know he dated the lookalike of Pam.
Amy Adams.
Do you
Yeah,
think
Amy
Katie is a lookalike
Yeah.
because of the red hair, or they really do look alike?
To me, they looked alike.
Like she's like the next best thing behind Pam.
I always felt like the red hair did, like they wanted it to be like Pam, but a more like, I feel like Amy Adams in that time and how she dressed or whatever could be more like exotic. But then again, that's because we always saw Pam in a skirt and a button up.
Yeah. That's like going in, it's like, oh yeah, I was dating Sandy, but now I'm dating Mandy. You know,
Yeah.
it's like one of those things, you know.
Oh,
And then like when they look at each other, it's like, oh, you like the color purple. I love the color purple. Well, this is lavender. And it's like, oh, I love your hair.
oh, that
And
would
it's
be
like,
the
and then like
worst.
you just look at both of them. It's like, whoa, what's happening here?
I'm out of here. What branch does Jim
Oh,
transfer?
no, you didn't answer. Which one was it?
Oh, 2.
2? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Good job. Even though you're not there yet. Which branch does Jim transfer to after Pam rejects him? Is it A, Rochester, B, Akron, C, Buffalo, or D, Stanford?
Akram?
I can't remember.
Stanford.
It was the
Stanford.
Stafford? Okay.
What are Jim's brothers' names?
Oh, fuck. What's he got? 3 of them?
2 that we know of. And is it Tom and Pete? Is it Nate and Eric? Devon and Luke? Or Nick and Chris?
The first one.
Tom and Pete is correct. What has Jim been able to do since high school? Perform the splits, the Jim look, drive a manual transmission car, pop his eyeballs out.
Do the gym look.
Nick?
Drive a car.
Yes, and that's actually delivered in a very sweet sentence in seasons 5,
Oh, okay. So you got a long way to go.
6.
Yeah.
Season 5
But
or
you'll
6.
get there.
Niagara Falls.
You're fine.
Who tells Jim to never, ever, ever give up on Pam? Never, ever, ever give up on Pam. Is it Dwight? Is it Creed? Michael? Or Andy?
Michael.
I think Michael.
Michael does. How much did Jim's Dwight costume cost? $1.50, $8, $11, $16.
I bet he did
Jim's
stupid cheap.
Jim's Dwight costume?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what that's in reference to.
Season 3.
Oh, we're not there yet. And I can't remember what it was.
Season
Because we're still in 2.
Okay.
No, we're in 3.
We're in 3?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not that far in 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. See?
It is.
Oh my god.
So
Wow.
$11. Wow.
See, $11.
Good job, honey.
Which video game does Jim suck at? Minecraft, Assassin's Creed, Mario Kart, or Call of Duty?
No.
Mario
Playing
Kart.
at the office.
What did you say?
Oh, he sucks at Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I'm going to kill you for real. What causes Jim and Pam to find out that they're pregnant?
Yay!
Oh my god.
So many spoilers.
I should stop.
I don't
You
care.
should stop.
I don't care. I told Nate, this is so like an anime. They're being friends for so long. Or it feels like a long time. It's just kind of like, just tell each other.
Sometimes that's how real life is.
God.
Yeah, I mean, she was engaged. It's not like he's going to just tell her. Come on. Especially without some liquid courage. Ew.
So is it A, Pam throws up? Or is it B, Pam injures herself playing volleyball? C, Pam starts craving chalk? Or does Pam's water break?
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
It was B.
Yeah. She injures herself during volleyball.
Yeah.
End of season.
Okay.
Okay. Why does David Wallace want to hire Jim? Is it because... Oh, why doesn't he want to hire? Why doesn't David Wallace want to hire Jim? Is it because he's a 76ers fan? Is it because his masculinity is threatening? His reputation for pranks? He's married to Pam.
I bet it's pranks.
Pranks? We got
I don't know who David Wallace is, but I would imagine pranks.
the boss. Jan's boss.
Oh, okay.
CFO.
The guy with glasses.
Yeah, okay.
A D?
D. He's married to Pam?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know why he wouldn't want to hire Jim.
He's a 76ers fan.
Oh, that's such a
Wow.
man thing to say.
Yeah, it was a joke. He says it, but as a joke.
Okay.
What interrupted Jim's initial proposal to Pam?
What interrupted his initial proposal?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Is it a layoffs announcement? Michael declaring bankruptcy? Andy proposing to Angela? Or Meredith getting hit by a car?
Andy proposing to Angela.
Yeah, I don't know why they put that. But
Okay.
Wait, so that didn't
Bankruptcy.
we got one for bankruptcy.
happen? I'll go with C. Because I think that happened.
I'm not going to tell you the
There's a
answer to that
lot of
one.
spoilers here. We really should stop.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm not a big deal about spoilers. Just tell me.
Andy proposing to Angela.
What?
See, we should stop.
It's supposed to be her and Dwight, right?
This next question says, who makes Jim jealous in season 7? Okay, I'll stop.
No, I want
When-
to play.
When did Jim buy Pam's engagement ring?
Wow.
I guess we can do that one.
No.
I promise I'm gonna forget. So just tell me.
When did Jim buy Pam's engagement ring? The same day he proposed? The week he met her? After their first Christmas together? Or the week after they began dating?
I bet after the first Christmas.
It was D.
It is D.
D.
The
Oh.
week after they began dating.
No.
And that concludes
Oh.
this office quiz.
Doodly doot.
Yeah.
Well,
Did we give people enough time to answer? Yeah, because we read the.
they could always hit pause.
Okay.
That's what they can do.
Yeah.
They can also cram it. Just kidding. They don't have to cram it. Paramount is intending to revamp the Transformers franchise by hiring James Vanderbilt and Joby Harold. Individually, they wrote The Amazing Spider-Man and John Wick Chapter 2 to write 2 new scripts for Transformers.
That'll save the franchise.
Allegedly, they're supposed to be inspired by more Bumblebee stuff and Beast Wars. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, Beast Wars?
Yeah.
That's me interested.
Yeah. I actually saw Bumblebee a couple of weeks ago, and I really enjoyed that. Out of all of these Transformers movies, Bumblebee is the best one.
Oh, really?
And it's also the smallest one. It's also the cheapest one.
What do you mean the smallest?
The budget was a fraction of what Michael Bay gets to do
But-
all his incomprehensible MacGuffin BS. that
So
he
you
does.
mean it's not as extravagant? Because I thought you meant like it's not 118 minutes, it's 58 minutes.
It's like a cool 90, maybe 100 minutes long.
Oh,
It doesn't need to be 2.5 hours. It's Transformers. It doesn't need that.
This is the one with John Cena and Haley Steinfeld?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I man, the first 10 minutes of Bumblebee is true greatness for the franchise. And it's a shame that they didn't have the money to make that the whole movie. Because they were on Cybertron. The Transformers look distinct. They look like they do in the cartoon. We know what's happening. And it's just them in full CG glory.
I'm going to have to watch it now.
Yeah, it's the best part of the whole movie. And it's the best part of the whole franchise.
And John Cena's not there.
No, because it's on Cybertron.
Okay.
But then they come to Earth and it's smaller. And it's still like you follow what's happening. And you just take away Michael Bay. And this is what you get. After losing its 6th director last month, the Uncharted movie has been delayed until March 5th, 2021. So Uncharted is a PlayStation video game.
Okay.
There's, I think, 4 of them. Well, whatever. But they've been wanting to make this a live-action movie for a long time. And after losing 6 directors, you'd think that they'd just give up. Right?
Yeah, right?
They didn't give up on Doom.
There's 2 of those. Did you know that?
Can you put crickets after that?
Disney's Bambi remake will follow in the footsteps of The Lion King, using CG animation to create photorealistic images, even though it isn't technically a live-action movie. So there you go. They're going to make a Bambi remake. Bryce Armstrong, the voice actor behind Captain Jinya and the narrator of Dragon Ball and several Dragon Ball movies, has sadly passed away at the age of 84. And this news is at least a week old. Because I forgot that I had put it, and then I just didn't do it.
Did you say Captain?
Yeah, who is Captain Jinya?
Ginya.
Okay, yeah, he was the voice actor there. And I didn't know that Dragon Ball had narrators. I thought all that stuff was internal thinking in their heads.
At the beginning of the episode.
Oh, he's like setting the stage?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Almost like a recap, yeah.
Oh,
On the
okay.
last episode of Dragon Ball Z, Goku decides to blah, 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 and then he says the title of the episode.
Oh, okay.
Goku dies?
Atari and the GSD Group have announced their intentions to build video game themed Atari hotels, with their first location breaking ground in Phoenix later this year.
That's cool.
That is kind of cool. And then I just saw this thing about Gwyneth Paltrow's
Goop?
her candle that just came out. She has a candle called Smells Like My Vagina.
Oh, smells like...
I swear, this woman.
And it retails for $75. And it has sold out.
So so if you light it up, it smells like she's spreading her legs.
I'm guessing.
Is that what I'm...
It just looks like a vanilla candle, if you ask me.
Well, it's vanilla. I mean, yeah. Uh-huh.
Maybe her hoo-ha smells like vanilla. Who knows?
Please.
I feel like Sarah said what all women
All
would say.
women would say, like, this
Please.
bitch here. And here men are just like, is that really what Pepper Potts
I
vagina
know.
smells like?
We immediately eat it. We're like, oh.
Because I like her as Pepper Potts. I've always thought she was very attractive. I mean, I don't...
I love when she's referenced in Sex and the City
Oh, yeah, that's pretty funny.
when Stanford tells Carrie to go see a therapist.
Yeah.
And she says, oh, I'm going to go see some Dr. G or Dr. Green or whatever. And he says, oh, Dr. G? She's amazing. She's the therapist of the stars. And he brings up Gwyneth Paltrow and she says, why does she go to therapy? And he replies, because she suffers from high self-esteem. And that candle just says it.
Wow.
Not exhaustion, not depression, high self-esteem.
I like it when they reference her in SNL because you know Goop, right?
No.
It's
Why?
her company Goop.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So when they reference her in SNL, they always do like an intern at the Weekend Update desk, and it's like, yeah, tell us about the new product, and she's like, okay, yeah, definitely. She starts breaking it down. And he's like, and don't get nervous, because Gwen might be watching, but I don't want that to affect you. And she starts breaking down.
No.
She can't get past that it's number one, and in the market, among all products, it's number one, and she just can't. She's like, it's amazing.
Just nosedives.
It's amazing, yeah. and then Michael Che is like so calm. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. Did that put you on edge? I'm sorry, Anyway, it's funny. I'll show it to you.
Is there anything else that you guys want to touch on before we ride off into the sunset?
Let's ride till we can't no more.
What song is that?
I don't know. Maybe I should just take my horse back to the old town road.
No, don't do that. No.
What's he
no.
going to do? Is he going to shoot
That's
the
Billy
horse?
Ray Cyrus singing with a rapper.
Oh, that new song?
Yeah.
It's not really new, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 29.
The kids loved it.
Oh, okay.
But horse tech is attached.
Stop.
Okay.
I don't
Stop. I'll stop.
There's a
Turn off
lot.
your fucking mic.
Yeah, I know. It's so weird because it's like, well, now I want to
Where's
hear
his
more.
thing?
Where's his volume? Turn him down.
You just hear bye.
Oh, gosh. All right. Well, I guess next week is going to be another ho-hum episode unless we just change our minds halfway through it. We do need to try to get back to Wrinkles the Clown. Do y'all remember that?
Yes.
It's the documentary about people buying the services of an older gentleman who dresses up as an evil clown to terrorize kids to be good. So somewhere down the road, we're going to watch that movie and we'll discuss it here on the show. But we'll tell you guys ahead of time, at least a week. It's like, go watch this Wrinkles the Clown. I think you could find it on Amazon and, I don't know where else you could find it. Just Google Wrinkles the Clown and you'll see what we're talking about.
Oh, I do have some other sad news.
What happened now?
So
Right before we ride off.
I know. I'm so sorry. I meant to mention it earlier.
I need to play that whistle song from the Hulk television series as he's like hitching a ride. Like into the sunset. I don't know what
Do it.
So I was talking to my coworker today about Royal Rumble, and I expressed to him what I expressed to you earlier, that I was pissed about the cross-dresser jumping in to the females Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And I was saying I would have loved to have Sasha Banks in it. But then he told me that
Sasha's a boy.
no, Sasha
wow.
Banks is related to Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read Snoop Dogg's grandson died at 10 days old.
What?
So I was like, she probably wasn't there because of the family tragedy. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's right. She was missing in action
Yeah. I didn't
for the
understand.
whole thing.
Yeah. I didn't know the reason why. God damn. Yeah. She's Snoop
it
Dogg's
was,
cousin.
The grandson was 10 days old and it passed away.
Wow.
Yeah, so sad. And that was the day after Kobe.
So there you have it.
Yep.
There you go. Okay.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, now that this has gone straight into the dirt,
I know, I'm sorry.
let me tell you a joke. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'm kidding.
I'm not going to say anything.
I'm going to pull the script up from the Joker movie and I'll be like, yeah, let me do this knock, knock joke. This is how I come.
What is the joke? I'm waiting for the joke. Go.
I'm really waiting for someone to, like, I'm not going to lie. I want to smell this candle.
Of course you do.
I swear to God, it's going to be coconut or vanilla.
Will you order two?
No, I'm just saying that's what it probably is.
Order two. I want one.
$75?
I know, and I bet you that son of a bitch is like this big. Like,
No,
it's
I bet
probably-
you it's one of our little tea thingies.
Oh, like little tiny.
Yeah. Screw her.
Yeah, but do you know what it smells like?
I don't care.
It says
Blue
on the
Will.
label.
It probably smells like you.
Hey.
And on that note, we'll just go ahead and ride off into
There,
the
is that
sunset.
better?
We'll talk to you next week here on the Six Sad Cast. And until then, his name was Manuel. My name was Nick. Her name was Sarah. Bye.
Bye.